Hi everybody and welcome to Tea Tuesday. This is an open collaboration hosted by Life with Patti and Kathy's Favorite Things. I like to thank both of them. And this open collab for Tea Tuesday is hashtag Lower Tea Tuesday. And I'll put it in the description box below with Patti's link and Kathy's link. On this tea, you can have hot tea, cold tea, formal tea, or informal tea. And you can craft, you can do whatever you want. And if you choose not to have tea, you can have a beverage of your choice. So when you're drinking tea, you can chat, you can read, you can craft, you can knit, you can cook, you can do whatever your heart tells you to do. So today, what I'm drinking, I just came from uptown doing an errand, and I'm drinking a vanilla chai, frozen vanilla chai. Oh, so good. I love, love, love. You can see it takes a while for me to get home. Yeah. I don't live just down the street from anywhere. I got to travel where I go. So, let's get started. I've been reading the book Mr Twiddle. And by the way, if you don't want to know my name's Brenda. Hi. I went into a few lives and they said, oh, Maniac Grammy, but nobody knew my name or could say Maniac right. It's like Maniac. That's it, Maniac. Oh, like, you're a maniac. So anyways, what I've been doing is reading Mr Twiddle. And I'd like for you to join me. It's a wonderful, funny book, and he's a great guy, and his wife has lots of patience. If you're not subscribed to me, please hit that bell and share out my videos. I'd like for you to share them so I can get out there and YouTube can see I've got a lot going on. Here we go. We're on chapter 7. And it's Mr. Twiddle's bonfire. Oh no, not Mr. Twiddle around fire. Here we go. Guy Fawkes Day was coming near. Mr. Twiddle stopped and looked each morning into the toy shop, which had a wonderful show of brightly colored fireworks in the window. Now, Mr. Twiddle loved fireworks, but Mrs. Twiddle didn't. She said they were noisy, bangy things, and left a lot of rubbish behind them in the garden. So for many years, Mr. Twiddle had to listen to other people's fireworks and hadn't any of his own. Poor Mr. Twiddle. But this year he had a good idea. He would buy some for the children next door. Ah, that really was a fine idea, said Mr. Twiddle. Could look out the window and see the children letting off fireworks. And it would be as good as setting them off himself. So on Bonfire Day, he went to the toy shop and bought a fine collection. There were 6 rockets, 4 Roman candles, any amount of squibs, and 4 large Catherine wheels, and a great many little odd fireworks that he didn't know the name of. The man put them into a big paper bag and gave them to Mr. Twiddle. When he got home, he found that Mrs. Twiddle had put on her gardening boots and coat and was going to the garden. Oh, there you are, Twiddle, she said. Put on your gardening boots, too, and come along with me. It's quiet time. We took down the old bean poles and sweet pea sticks and burnt them all along with the other rubbish. It's a fine afternoon, so it will do us good. Right, said Twiddle, and he put on his old boots. He went down the garden carrying his bag of fireworks, for he meant to hand them over the fence to the children. When he saw them, he popped them into the wheelbarrow and fetched his fork. No, Mr. Twiddle. Mr. and Mrs. Twiddle worked hard. They took up all the old poles and sticks and put them aside for those who would do for another year. Mr. Twiddle. threw others on the bonfire. What a lot of rubbish there was. Old stems and cut down plants, rotten potatoes, bad apples. Oh, and a heap of things that badly needed burning. If there's one thing I do like, said Mr. Twiddle, is building up the rubbish heap. It's a good bonfire. He pushed a sheet of newspaper at the bottom of the heap and set a light to it. It flared up and the bonfire began to burn merrily, for Mr. Twiddle really was good at bonfires going. He leaned on his fork and watched the fire. Soon it began to die down. Mr. Twiddle called to his wife, "Bring some more rubbish. He wants feeding a little." Mrs. Twiddle piled some old sticks into a wheelbarrow and wheeled it to the fire. She tipped the barrel over and everything went onto the burning heap. Mr. Twiddle forked into the heart of the bonfire. "That's fine," he said, pleased. "My word," my wife at the crackling. But there was soon something else to listen to besides the crackling, for Mrs. Twiddle had emptied the bag of fireworks on the bonfire. I better take a drink to that. Oh no. Oh my goodness. Right into the heart of the fire they went, and Twiddle forked them well in, not knowing they were his precious fireworks. The flames caught hold of them. They burnt a rocket. Bang! Whoosh! The rocket flew out of the bonfire like an aeroplane and took Mrs. Twiddle's hat right off. She gasped and screamed. Bang! "Twiddle, what was that? Oh, what was that?" A shower of stars showered up at the end of the garden. It was the end of the rocket. Then bang, another one went off and the shot out of fire between Twiddle's legs. And there's the bang right there. Oh my goodness. Oh, I don't know. Knocking away his fork as he went. "Woo," said Twiddle in the greatest surprise. He jumped well away quickly as another rocket soared over his back, showering him with colored stars. The Catherine wheels sputtered and fizzed. The Roman candles exploded with a roar. The squibs and other little fireworks went off. Bang! Jumped out of the flames as if they were alive. "Save us! What's all this?" screamed poor Mrs. Twiddle, jumping out of the way of a firework that seemed to want to hop up on her toes all the time. "Oh, get away, you horrid thing! Oh, there it is again! Will you get away?" Twiddle stared in surprise at the bonfire. Then he suddenly guessed what had happened. Mrs. Twiddle had emptied his fireworks onto the fire. "Oh, you threw all the fireworks I bought for the children next door on the bonfire," he cried. "You silly woman!" "Silly woman indeed," said Mrs. Twiddle angrily. "Why didn't you tell me you'd got fireworks in your wheelbarrow? Silly man, very, very silly man." Must I buy some more for the children?" said Twiddle, jumping out of the way of a rocket. "I'm tired of this. I'm going in." "Twiddle, just listen to me," said Mrs. Twiddle firmly. "You are not going to waste your money on any more fireworks. As likely as not, you'll throw them in the kitchen fire, and then they'd be a fine to-do. Not another penny are you going to spend on fireworks. Do you hear?" "Very well," said Twiddle murkily. He was very, very sad as he went indoors. Now he wouldn't be able to see any fireworks after all. "But cheer up, Mr. Twiddle. The children have bought plenty of themselves. And if only you go upstairs to your bedroom window, you'll see them all. So cheer up, Mr. Twiddle." And that's the end. We're on chapter 8 next week. And it's going to be Mr. Twiddle's Mistake. I want to thank everybody for coming. And also, I'd like to thank everybody for the prayers. I was extremely sick last week and part of this coming week, and Ray's doing good. Ray is still on limitation of 15 pounds, works 4 hours a day. That's all he can do. And me, what happened was the doctor decided to change some meds around, and it was a needle that I gave myself once a week, and it was trying to balance out my sugars and also to help me lose some weight, because I've had a hard time trying to lose some weight. Well, once I took the needle the next day, I was so sick with upset stomach. Oh, it was just awful. I couldn't hardly eat. I had all this work to do. I had gardening. I maintained everything, but it was extremely hard. I had dry heaves. It was miserable. So I want to thank you again for all the prayers. Thank you, thank you. And I hope everybody has a wonderful week. And don't forget Grammy's DT meals and snacks tomorrow. I hope you read the community page because things have been turned around. Have a great day. God bless. Stay cool. And we'll see ya. Bye now.